Alrighty, Ro. Looks like we got a little bit of news this morning, just as of a couple of hours ago on Reddit. I believe in the Discord, it was shared by this username Quantum. He mentioned here that the MX Platinum refresh might be coming in September. Very, very interesting with a couple of key details. And honestly, I'm not even necessarily sure how these people find this, but this is pretty freaking interesting. So check this out right here. So he said I was looking at FHR this morning and noticed that there's a $600 FHR credit in the terms and conditions. Here's the link right here where you can scroll down and you can see some of the details. But what I actually wanted to go more into is exactly this article here by Dana the Deal Guru, who frequently has like good inside knowledge. And honestly, you don't really see the rumor moniker kind of touted here, and I'm actually surprised that it doesn't, because usually when you have things like this that are not necessarily fully confirmed, we have a little bit more rumors. So we have a couple of things here. So one, the Amex Platinum card's getting a $600 FHR credit when the fee jumps to $895 on September 18th. Now, again, I don't actually fully know how that is completely confirmed. September 18th and the fee jump of 895, but with the terms and conditions that we saw earlier, yes, it does seem like in the terms, unless someone's fudged the numbers, it is a $600 FHR credit. Which, if we go down a little bit, we can see a couple more details here. And Danny the Deal Guru also mentions again changes going live September 18th. So literally about a month and 4 days away, apparently, from the supposed changes going to be happening to the Amex Platinum card and the Business Platinum card. Now, what's fairly interesting is that with this $600 annual credit, this is actually a number that I've been throwing around on these live streams for a good year. Like, we've been talking about the changes, the refreshes, and for the better part of the last year, I said, man, if they just come out with like a even if it was at $1,000 annual fee, but like just a $600 FHR credit, not broken up, I think I said that would be worth it to me for the card, because with FHR, obviously we know we can get $100 experience credit, we can get the daily dining or breakfast credits and whatnot, and just so many different credits we can get through the FHR program. And so seeing the 600 number is pretty funny to me, just because that was the number I always thought in my head. That would make sense, and obviously it's not going to be a true 600, because in true Amex fashion, it's going to be $300 available to use from, I guess, September 18th over to December 31st, 2025. And basically every 6 months, you'll have $300 used towards the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection and or the hotel collection. Now, this would be infinitely powerful, because if it is in its current form, and the card, and let's assume all of this is true, and the card does go to an 895 annual fee. Okay, cool. You pay $900, 200 more than the current card. If this is true, and what they say is true, is that you're getting a $600 FHR credit right off the bat, even if we'll go into the math of 300 and 300, every 6 months or what have you. But just at face value, $600, getting an additional $400 in your FHR credit every single year on this platinum card is way stronger than the current card is as it stands, with 695 and a $200 hotel credit. More often than not, anybody who gets like the main brunt of their Amex Platinum card value, it's usually either they talk about lounge access or it's the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection. A couple other perks and benefits that they could use, like entertainment credit and whatnot. But this is like the main value driver, other than like Hilton Gold status, I would say, for me personally. And so for $600 to already have $600 in a program that can possibly give you, at least, let's say you find $200-300 night stays, which I've done many times, you get an additional $160 or $150 for easy math property credits for food and dining at the on-site places. I mean, that's already an additional $300 per stay, and that alone would cover the $900 annual fee on just this credit alone, not even factoring in whatever else this card is going to come with. And I don't think for any second that this card is going to finally turn over a new leaf and say, hey, just this $600 FHR credit, and we're removing everything else. I think we're still probably going to have, a Resi credit, much like the Amex Gold card. I think we're still going to get probably some Uber Cash or what have you, but, I'm not necessarily sure. But the main thing that concerns most people, myself included, with the $600 in credits, so 300 every 6 months, is it going to go the way of the Sapphire Reserve with their refresh, where this $500 edit credits, so essentially the same as FHR or hotel collection, is going to be $250 every 6 months. So basically $50 less than this proposed new changes on the Platinum, but it has to be used on a 2-night stay minimum. Meaning, if you wanted to, use this $250 credit tomorrow, you're going to have to find an edit hotel collection, that might be, I don't know, maybe call it in the same math, $300 every single night. Well, you're going to have to pay for 2 nights of that to be eligible to get your $250 credits back. Of course, you're still going to be getting, a $100 property credit and some breakfast credits. So that does offset that a ton, just like they mentioned right here. But from what I understand and what I know from my own personal experiences, enjoyed a lot of stays that were one nights. I've done the Waldorf Astoria in DC that was one night. I did the Thompson in Savannah that was one night. Two Valentine's days in a row. I went to the Valentine in Charlotte one night. Amazing overnight stays with the FHR. If it was 2 nights, it probably would have been a little bit too expensive at those moments to do an additional night, and we wouldn't have really gotten extra value really out of it. So that kind of hurts. So I think a lot of people are just wondering, like, okay, so we're getting $100 more, $50 each 6 months, more than the Sapphire Reserve. And we're getting an additional $100 in annual fees. But is this going to be, are they going to keep it at the 1 night minimum like FHR is currently? Or are they going to go the way of the Sapphire Reserves of the world, or even the Strata Elites of the world, where you have that $300 hotel benefit on a stay of 2 nights or more? My gut tells me, yeah. I mean, I just don't see how they don't go to 2 night minimum. And, everyone's going to say, like, oh my, you know, he's watching, he's watching the stream. Anthony's saying that it might be a thing. So you know what? They're going to change the way it works. They're going to make it 2 nights instead of 1 night. And I think honestly, at the $300 level, and I even said this with the Sapphire Reserve with the changes, even at the $250, $300 level, it still can work out. It still can work out, especially if it's a stay that's maybe $300 a night, which there are many around that range. I've gotten 200, I've gotten 300, 400, 500 in my time so far. And so, if you can get a $600 or $700 stay over 2 nights, get a $300 credit back. So maybe half of your money back in the stay. And then you can get an additional, call it $250 in food credits. I mean, you're kind of getting that money back in that exact stay itself. And again, it still works for the company because they keep the money in the family, FHR, their program, and you're spending money at their on-site restaurants, which all aids in the entire program and why they're even in the program in the first place, to get some publicity. But so that was interesting. I want to hear your thoughts on this because, do we think it's going to stay 1 night? Do we think it's just going to go the way the Sapphire edit, where it's, a 2 night minimum, or the Stradley 2 night minimum? On top of that, I mean, I don't know if I dug enough, but I clicked around, I was looking around. The September 8th number seems to be, like they mentioned here, the only real date that I see is this 35% rebate, which actually Luke properly predicted many months ago, that the Platinum card, 35% boost on the business Platinum card for the selected airlines. So you guys know you can pay with pay with your Amex points. Call it a Delta flight if that's your selected airline. Maybe it's 100,000 miles for the flight you're booking through the portal. You pay with your business Platinum. Okay, you're going to get a rebate of 35%, so 35,000 miles. Okay, cool. Apparently, that's being devalued over time. The new language kind of is as follows. So effective September 18th, 2025, which is what they're saying, that all these new changes are going to happen. So Amex Platinum, business and personal, going to refresh. They mentioned that the business Platinum card members will no longer receive points back through the 35% airline bonus for a first or business class flight on any airline that is not their selected qualified airline. So, that is a big deal. I know a lot of people were booking, some business class flights, at least for folks who are putting like crazy spend through their business cards. Maybe not so much our community. I mean, Key talked about it. There's a few people in the community that love to use it. So I think that is a decent nerf for sure. But I just wonder why. Why would this coincide? I don't know. Maybe you guys know here, but why would that coincide with this September 8th date that everything's going to be changing? So I thought that was fairly interesting. And I guess it also leaves some people wondering, like, if I have a Platinum card today, what does that mean? Does that mean if I still have my $200 FHR credit and I haven't used it yet because it's, calendar year, could I theoretically use my $200 credit on a stay that might be, call it next January? When September 18th hits, apparently we're going to have immediately a $300 FHR credit available to use again. So can I attach that to that additional stay from the 200 on the current card? I'm not necessarily sure. And that even leads to more discussions like, okay, September 18th. Actually, I'll say this a couple things. September 18th, that's pretty close to the new year. I mean, is this a play where some people might, if they have a green card or a gold card, they may not care about it anymore? There's so many people in the Discord that, getting good upgrade offers to the platinum, like Joe Barreto. He recently went with the platinum card again. He likes his platinum card, so he's back there. He upgraded back. Could you not just upgrade, just before September 18th, pay that 695 annual fee, and then get the a new additional credits and then double dip that once the new year comes? I think that would be pretty cool. But then that also raises another question. Are they going to do the same thing that the Sapphire Reserve did, where anybody who upgraded just prior to the changes, whatever date that actually was, that you have to be delayed for 6 months? So like all the people that have had the Sapphire Reserve prior to applying for it or getting it after the changes, you still don't have like your extra $500 edit credit. I guess you're still waiting till, I think it was November, so 6 months to be able to enjoy all these other credits and whatnot. And so I guess this also leaves other questions like, how competitive will the platinum card look after all these changes? So of course, you want to be Big Daddy Platy all day long. So we're going to 895, as it seems. They mentioned 895 many, many times. And Danny Deal Guru mentions 895. So that's $100 more than the Sapphire Reserve, 300 more than the Strata Elite, and 400 more than the Venture X. What would that card necessarily look like? So for me, with the Platinum card, I've said it a couple times. I mean, everybody's kind of talked about it a million times. But I think most people assume, if this is true, okay, cool. The $200 hotel credit, now we're jumping to $600. That would be amazing, and that's something I've honestly thought would be the most powerful credit on this card, hands down, for over a year now. I was like, if they just do that, I think people would see the value prop and they would easily use that all day long if they had closer to $600 hotel credit. The 200's okay, but it's usually not enough to cover a hotel. I've had hotels that were $200 around that I was able to cover most of, well, actually over the cost when you factor in credits and stuff. But it's, getting harder and harder over time. But what are the credits and benefits that they would keep? Now, in my opinion, I think just following the Amex Gold, I don't think it's unreasonable to think there would be a Resi credit of, who knows, if they're going to go in the route of every 6 months now. Like, it seems the trend is starting to become a little easier in that way. 6 months, well, sorry, a little harder in a certain way, because we have monthly credits, we have now semi-yearly credits, so every 6 months, and then we have yearly credits. So Resi, if it goes the way the Amex Gold, maybe you get a $200 Resi credit, something like that, and maybe that does replace just this typical Uber Cash that you would get of $200. That might be interesting. Digital entertainment, I feel like that stays. I think they have too many good partnerships here that they deal with. I mean, heck, when you have the Disney bundle and you're watching Hulu, like, there are constant, and I mean constant, American Express commercials. It's every other commercial is an American Express commercial. These partnerships are very valuable to some of these banks, and I think that's one that will stay. The airline fee credit, I have a hard time thinking they would get rid of it, because it still wants to be touted as your airline travel card. Outside of the multipliers, that lounge access will likely stay the same. If they ruin if they just ruin like priority pass on here to where it's like the Venture X now, and you no longer can get bring guests in for free, that would kind of suck. But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, if it did come with a $600 credit, 895 annual fee, and maybe if he even kept the $200 airline fee credit, I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing. And I'm not even being super greedy. I think if they just had a $600 hotel credit and an 895 annual fee, I think that's already worth it. I think that's already worth it for and even if it was a 2 night stay minimum, factoring in, added costs on these programs like FHR and what have you. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more inflated in price, but honestly, the daily credits. So you would get $100 experience credit. That's great, and you would get daily breakfast credits per night. So if it's 2 nights, you would end up getting between $100 and probably $140, or even $150 in breakfast credits. Is it a true cash value? It really depends on you. For me, as I've used it over the years, I've loved getting, steak dinners, or even we went to a Michelin star dinner with that experience credit and those breakfast credits and what have you. So that alone, just $600 plus the additional maybe $300, already for me outweighs everything. So if it's just a card with its, basically if it's a platinum card that is just a hotel credit card and a lounge card, I mean, I think I don't know. I don't think that's unreasonable to say that that's a winner in most people's books, depending on how you're traveling. I know some people don't really care for FHR; they're trying to pay with points only. I get it, I get it. But me personally, just those two things alone. So I don't know. It might be a winner on top of things. Let me see what you guys are are saying here. Let's see what's popping in the chat here as I just ranted for a while for basically for everybody who's watching the VOD now. Now we're in the live stream segment. Most people who are watching this after it's live have already clicked off. So let's see here. We got Brian Torres. Hello, first time tuning in on live. Appreciate you being here. It's been a month, baby. I haven't gone live in a month. Been doing too many random things. Mike Newland's here. Let's go. Appreciate you, Mike, being here first and early. Richard Points notification on. Appreciate you, rich man. Philip, who just did a video on these exact changes. He beat me to it. Damn it, he beat it. Not in that way, but thank you, Points. I mean, thank you, Phil. Ian, let's pop in Ian. Ian's always killing it. Since you're not at work, Cleo. Oh my god, Nick, Amex about to be the first 1K annual fee. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Philip says the fee isn't confirmed at all. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are they writing this? It's actually kind of crazy to be writing that. And even though we've had some of those rumors, and as we've talked about numerous lives and numerous videos, it's like, I don't know. Every single, it's very rare to find a rumor in this space that has not been true. I mean, the most recent one that I can think of is like, oh, Ritz-Carlton cards going to $695. They come out and say that's not true. But is it not true? Or are they just kind of doing damage control? And then it'll just come out months from now. Like, the answers will be revealed a little bit later. But because of just the track record of rumors in the space, I do tend to think it will be $895. I almost really would put money on it, to be honest. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me actually hit up. Let me see. Oh, Philly Vision. The refresh shouldn't be great. Thanks for the info. Expectations are extremely low. Okay, we understand that. We understand that, Philly. Expectations are incredibly low, but I don't know. I just think if they kept it at 1 night minimum, even if they did the 2 nights, which I really just assume they will, but it's $600 of credits, global, lounge collection. $895 annual fee. That's more interesting to me. Honestly, I've talked about it before. I think the Sapphire Reserve in its current form is way better than the old card because of all the credits they give you. I think it's highly generous. Sure, the 2 nights kind of ruins some level of inflated cost, but those hotels are awesome. The credits you get back are awesome. I think it's incredibly powerful. So I think that if they do it right at American Express, which we always hold out, but nobody ever delivers how we quite want. But I think if they can deliver, and if this credit is as high as they say, and they keep an airline credit, call it United Cash, call it a Resi $100 credit, I think people would be happy. Am I gonna run out and jump on it? No, unless they said like no longer a lifetime language, Anthony. You've had 2 platinum cards in your history. You can get a third on us just because of the new refresh. We'll give you 200,000 Amex points or even 150K Amex points. I would happily do that if I can get a welcome offer. Then yeah, I might opt to get a new one. Then again, I didn't do it for the reserve, and I could have. So probably not. We'll see when that time comes. September 18th, I'll still be in Italy. So like all this news is going to be happening, and I'm going to be freaking vacationing like stupid. And then JC says, Anthony Venture live. Are you doing 2 today? So I'm not going to do 2. I was going to do it tonight, and then this news dropped. So I'm switching it to now. We're going to have fun right now. I am going to switch it so then I have it for next week. So next Friday, I'll be live talking about how I booked all of Italy and all of Japan is now basically all fully booked except for a couple flights. It's pretty much all done. So we have Italy, Puerto Rico, and Japan. I would love to talk about that. We can even talk about it today if we want, but I'll set up that live for next Friday. Or it's already set up for next Friday. And did I miss how do we have 3? Did I miss something? Oh, Ian, the no job fund. Let's go, baby. This is, and what's funny? Whenever we go to the gym, like around these times, my wife will say, these are jobless hours. Like we go to the gym at like 2, 3 in the afternoon. These are jobless hours, and like nobody's in the gym. So those are the perks of being jobless. So thank you, Ian, for contributing to Spot for the jobless fund. So thank you all for that. Let me go down the list here. So let's see. Let's see. I did see something funny. Who said full send? Where was it? Where was it? First annual fee. Oh, there's the no job fund. I don't know how I missed that. Wow. This cannot be. Sleeper Rod says the wording reminds me of the edit credit is going to be 2 nights. We'll see. We'll see. My guess is going to be, yeah, probably. I think it's probably going to be 2 nights. I would be very surprised if it wasn't 2 nights. Honestly, if they kept it at 1 night, that's pretty insane. I just can't see it. I just have no faith. I have no faith anymore. You've beat it out of me. You beat the faith out of me. All right. I think, although I will say, with some of these cards that have been released, they've done better than we expected. I would say for sure. But I don't know. I think either or, I think it'll be all right, and it's probably just going to be the new meta is going to be 2 night minimums. Gone will be the days of the 1 night, FHRs that been so beloved over the years. For me personally, Mike says I just upgraded the gold card to the platinum 2 days ago. I wanted to get in before the price increase. Hey man, if it's true, if September 18th is the date, which doesn't even make sense to me, because didn't when we had the announcement with American Express's actual announcement, didn't they mention something about October? I thought we had something about October in here. I don't think I could see it real quickly, but I remember something about that. So I don't know where the September 18th is coming from, unless they decided to just, why not make it sooner? I don't understand why they would, but could have swore I saw something on that here. I don't think Dan even mentions it at all. Oh yeah, here's the actual. I didn't even show this, but here's the actual credit that they mention here, which honestly looked a little bit photoshopped to me when I first looked at it. So take that with a grain of salt. But $600 hotel credit for the personal and business, semi-annually, January to June, July to December. Am I showing? Yes, I am. Okay. Through the Fine Hotels Resorts and the hotel collection. So you guys know, hotel collection is 2 nights currently. Fine Hotels is 1. We're wondering if Fine Hotels Resorts is going to go to 2 nights minimum. So they mentioned the language a couple times, not exceed 600 per calendar year. Not really anything, too extra here. I guess they just mentioned when it's going to be processed, which I've been on the bad end of this sometimes. I've had my FHR credit post on like the 30th and like almost miss it for the year. And I don't believe they mention anything else in the language here. So yes, I think if you're getting in early, so long as they don't pull a Sapphire Reserve and make it so that anybody who's upgraded before September 18th, you won't get your new benefits and credits until until 6 months from now. Call it next April or something. Then you won't get your credits till then, like the Sapphire did. So we'll see. We'll see. That's interesting. Ezraman, what? This cannot be. I know, man. I know. It gets me a little excited, just like the reserve did. It got me a little excited. It got me moving. I don't. Why can't I see it? I don't know. Somebody said watch them go full send and make it a 3-night minimum. I don't know why I can't see that comment, but make it a 3-night minimum is hilarious. Could you imagine if it was a 3-night minimum? I mean, that would be insane. That would be really. There it is. Oh, Nick, go full send and make it a 3-night minimum. Yeah, just say, because that's something nobody's expecting. $300 credit, but a 3-night minimum at a minimum $300 hotel per night. That is so funny. Jesus. Wow, American Express really knows what buttons to push. Absolutely, Manuel. Absolutely. They know what they're doing. They're smart, man. They're very smart. Ian says, powerful one. Who's that? Oh, Chad. Chad Money Minutes is here. What's going on, Chad, man? Mike Doolin, looks like John R. called this real close to what's being floated here. $895 annual fee and 500 FHRs, I believe, is what he said. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, John definitely he threw out the 890. I think he threw out that 895 number out before any of the rumor changes. So that's actually pretty great that he got that. I wasn't sure. I assumed 995 when I was doing it. So I'm definitely, if this is right, then I was off. But I did say 600 FHR for a while. So I thought that was cool. Jackson Drake says, I believe it is true. And Jackson knows. Jackson's been around. I think Jackson was the one. Jackson, didn't you have like a crazy, like, I prefer story or something last time we were in live? So he said, I believe it is true. Just Googled it and found on a preview description of an Amex webpage detailing this on their official website. Really? Huh, I wonder if we could actually do this in real time, even though we see it. But let's see. Amex Platinum, $600 credit. Let's just do credit. Let's see. I know the AI overview does say that. So interesting. Yeah, actually the AI overview. Oh wow, that's hilarious. See, like you can't really go by the AI overview because I remember seeing something recently that like ChatGPT and most of these language models they take from like 75% from Reddit, so they're literally just reading, you know, from here. I actually wanted to go through before I go a little further. I did want to go through some of the comments on this refresh from this Reddit thread. So shout out to you, Quantum. Listen, Reddit, I always give you, the shout. I always do. Always give them the shout. All right, so we got a couple people. Jolly General. He said, starting on September 18th, customers will have 300 available to use, expiring on the FHR credit. Cool. Seems pretty clear as day. Good find. Not sure if I see it as a sub 1K fee if there's 600 credits alone. You'd be surprised what they can pull off. I thought the reserve would never come with the $500 edit and the $300 general travel credit, and they did. So you never know. Toby says, yo, dog, I heard you like coupons. Let me get you a coupon to pair with your coupon. Oh, no. Coupon. Wow, I made a joke. It would be 400. Okay, 600 is huge. Entirely depends on the annual fee. I think it's a huge win. FHR is by far the easiest plat credit, 100%. Definitely the best credit that it has for me personally. Find the FHR hard to use organically already. I can hardly give it much value. Yeah, I know. Some people really do. Some people really just aren't about it. They just aren't about FHR, but it's like the best stays like you could ever really do, to be honest. This is going to make the gold and the green seem like better options if you don't mind not having the global lounge access. The green did have a lounge buddy, but they removed it, I believe. Yes, I could be wrong. I got the green for my transit city state, and the clear is 209 versus the 150 fee. Yeah, clear is all right. Oh, look at this. The refresh might not be awful. That's the title of my video here. Can't be worse than the CSR refresh. I don't know. I think they're wrong, man. I think the CSR refresh better than the old card. I get some flack for it. Me and Filmo die on that hill, but I think it's better card now. If we use the 200 credit now, could we have 300 in September? Yeah, that'd be sick, right? If you could double dip. Yeah, everyone's wondering, can we double dip to 200? Absolutely. I just want to know how much Saks credit we're getting. Can we bump that Saks credit up to like the Centurion level where, we can get, we can get maybe like $1,000 in Saks credit per year, 500 every 6 months. Why not? I think that would be great. um, let's see here. Well, we'll answer this guy, Mushu Pork. I think that's, yeah. If you book FHR, does the stay have to be before 12/31/25 or can it be afterwards? Can be afterwards. You could use the credit and book travel out after the credits would expire normally. And more people are thinking, should you get it before the 18th? Definitely. We just don't know if they're going to have the same reserve language where that you won't get your credits until 6 months. Crazy. Mike says John called it. Yeah, man, absolutely. He called the 895 before really anybody. Manuel says I was honestly a fan of what City did with the Shred Elite, but this here with the new Platinum looks nicer. I feel, yeah, at least with just the amount of access you get with the Platinum, 100%. I think it'll be a better card. And yeah, I mean the Shred Elite still like I don't really hate it. It's just not enough. It just doesn't come with enough. At least with the Platinum, you're covered all around for any travel experience. Like that's why for me, I'm like, if you have an $895 annual fee plus a $600 FHR credit, call 1 night or 2 night minimum. Don't go full send and do a 3 night minimum. But just those two things with lounge access and then like Hilton Gold status, that's all you need. I don't know. I think that's really all you need if you just want to have one premium card to kind of rule them all. I mean, why else would you need anything else? I mean, honestly, why would you need anything else? And that's saying it from me, who's canceled 2 platinum cards in the last, year. I'm anti high annual fee for sure. And like I said, I'm probably not going to run out and get it unless like there's no more lifetime language, at least on this new card. But that's just, I don't know. Jomano, if you used your FHR credit already, will you be able to get another 300 credit before the end of the year? That's what we're wondering. Yeah, that's what we're wondering. Can you double dip on that? My guess would be I would say why not? Based on the verbiage that Danny the Deal Guru mentions, if you have your 200 and you haven't used it so far, personally, I would just book it out now, just like a place that you know you're going to be traveling to anyway. Like I used to know well in advance before I would book it. I would just procrastinate, but there's actually benefits to doing that because I remember when I booked my Waldorf in DC, it was like a 550 a night, and I got my $200 credit back, and then it dropped to 450, and you could just call in to the concierge team, and they'll rebook you for the lower amount. So it actually is kind of beneficial to go early because you'll keep track of it better, and you'll see when deals kind of hit, and you can take advantage of it. But yeah, I would just probably book it out if you know where you're going to use it already. What's the worst? The worst that happens is it's refundable anyway, so you can cancel it and whatnot. But then once if you can get this $300, hopefully right away. Oh yeah, attach it to that stay. Do another night. Do 2 nights. What have you? Go for it. King Sam, rip CSR. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I do think so. I mean, I will say, having looked into it a little bit more, I do think the points boost does come with a ton of value, just that 2x back on certain flights or certain hotels. I'm seeing actually some occasions where the actual cent per point is better than just using like standard Hyatt points at particular properties. So I think there actually could be some play there. Platinum doesn't necessarily have that, but is that a game changer? Not in the way I'm doing it, but I think many of you maybe. It's tough. It's tough because the CSR does come with a lot of credits, man, dining credits. But we're assuming that like they're gonna match most of those things. Like if they had a $300 resi credit to match CSR's dining, $100 more in the FHR, I mean, that's pretty cool. But as we all know from the CEO himself, anybody that thinks we're copying our competitors are crazy. So we'll see. We'll see. Chris Brown. Oh wow, thanks for Chris Brown, man. It taking time away from your singing career to come here, man. Appreciate you. Just got here. Can you start over at the beginning? I appreciate it. Yeah, Chris, I always love when you come because I look at your picture and I'm like, where are you at? Like you're somewhere tropical. It looks nice, but I never actually looked really deep. But I always look like you're traveling. Mike says, just get the Amex Delta Gold Business Card. Take 15 off, not 35%, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if Delta's your people and you can you can get enough Delta miles to cover the actual fee of the entire flight, hell yeah. 50%, that's great. And you save the annual fee. Heck, no annual fee first year on the Delta Gold. Absolutely. Jordan, the AV thumbnails for the Platinum videos are going to be fire. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I've been going crazy with those thumbnails. They're very meme worthy lately. Forget it. I had to do the old school one today because I just didn't feel like going super hard with the normal thumbnails nowadays. But yeah, we'll go crazy with them. We'll go crazy probably whenever that launches. James, hey, finally caught alive. Appreciate you, James. Thanks for being here, man. Fwizzle, man, Fwizzle. I know you never liked these differences. I know you hate these changes. McDonald's biweekly $6. Bi-weekly, so $3.50. So how would that break up? $3 from Sunday to Wednesday, and then $4 from Thursday to Saturday, or yeah, which one is more days? Yeah, whichever. First 3 days is $3, and so basically $1 a day essentially. Oh no, that's $6 credit. Oh, so 3 and 3. Yeah. I was thinking maybe a $7 credit would work. $1 a day, that might work. Nick, as someone with 3 small children, I take a McDonald's biweekly credit. Oh my goodness. Hey man, if you got the McDonald's app, you can get some crazy value. You can get some free fries like constantly. You can rack up some points. It's been a while for me though. Russell, this is actually pretty powerful, though. I'm curious to see how Amex will put out the Sapphire Reserve Flame. Yeah. We'll have to see what it would, the full package of when it does release. James Sturgis, FHR going up to 600 challenges the Aspire. I literally just signed up for. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, maybe I would go that far. I mean, the thing is, if it's going to be 300 every 6 months, yeah, you're going to be supplementing a good stay. Are you going to be able to get the amount of value you can get from the free night certificate on the Aspire? No. I mean, I don't. As far as dollar amount and like potential for crazy hotels, Aspire hands down wins all day long. But I think you can supplement a stay 100% with this FHR credit. It does rival the resort credit. It's better than the resort credit for sure. But yeah, that I can't get over that free night. Absolutely can't get over the free night. FHR is fire. Absolutely. Dell, hope all is well, Anthony. What's going on? Dell, appreciate you, man, for being here. Hope you're killing it. Sleeper Rod, thoughts on the new leak for the Alaska Premium card? 25K companion cert, 100K if you spend out. Okay, so we could actually go over that real quick. Sleepy Rod, because excuse me, I'm way ahead of you, baby. I already got it pulled up. Alaska Airlines Visa Infinite Credit Card with a $395 annual fee coming in August. Check out the details. So yes, as of this morning, we did get some details on this and what's going to happen here. They mentioned that a couple of the things on the new Alaska card, which is the annual global companion certificate. We were wondering what that's going to be worth up towards. Is it going to be, 50K, 100K? Is going to be used towards, partner airlines or just Alaska airline flights? Looks like it's going to be 25K. Basically, that's enough, like almost enough to book an economy flight from Charlotte to London, which I did recently for 27,000, Alaska miles via AA or with AA metal. So it'd be like just enough for that, almost for an economy. Not amazing, but if you do want to earn a 100K companion award every year, which that would be infinitely amazing because that's just, that's many different one world flights, business class, even first class as well. For if they allow those partner airlines and whatnot. But you have to spend 60,000 or more in purchases in the anniversary year. So I couldn't. I mean, there's a world where, yeah, like if you're comparing this 60,000 spend with other cards, like factoring in like benefits you would get at certain tiers, like at 60K spend, you can get an additional, basically, if you do it right, 2 to 3 free night certificates with your Hilton Aspire and Hilton Surpass. So yeah, I mean, is that worth that? But like 100K companion award, that could be worth, call it a first class, maybe a Japan Airlines I saw recently for 80K. Maybe it's an $8,000 flight. So like, but then it's one way, it's overinflated. Is that really? Is it maybe more like 4K? So yeah, I don't know. You get into the weeds with this level of spend. Definitely not something most of us are doing. Also, receive 8 Alaska Airlines lounge passes and 8 Wi-Fi passes, baby. We love the Wi-Fi passes, but we get 8 Alaska lounge passes every single year. Seems to be fairly good. I never went to Alaska Lounge. I've talked to people who've been in them. I think they're 49 a pop if you pay for them at the gate. So not, decent savings if you're frequently in places with those lounges, I guess. Let me see a few other things. I guess free check bag, success traveling with you, purchase Alaska or Hawaiian Airlines. Okay, so we do have that caveat of that connection now that they've been merged, Alaska and Hawaiian. So that's cool. 3x back on eligible airline. Okay, so same thing there. Let's see, status points, TSA pre-check, 10% rewards on all points earned from card purchases if you have an eligible Bank of America account. That's pretty interesting. But I guess you're gonna have an eligible Bank of America account plus you're spending on this card. Is that amazing? I don't know. I don't think so. $50 voucher for Alaska airline flight cancellations or departure delay of 2. Okay, interesting. The blackout dates or partner airlines with points or global. Okay, so that leads me to think that it is going to be on partner airlines because they mentioned Alaska Airlines, Hawaiian, or partner airline flights when booking with points or a global companion award. So that makes me think that it is going to be on One World Alliance partners as well, which would be great. That would be fantastic. And honestly, I don't see a world where people are getting value from it where it doesn't. So I think that's good to see. Okay, so it does mention right here. I didn't realize. So the news is part of Alaska's 3-year strategic plan to deliver $1 billion incremental profit following the combination of Hawaiian Airlines. Okay, cool. Innovative Global Companion Award certificate that be used on any Alaska Airlines redemption, including partner awards in any class of service. Okay. So it is partner awards. Cool. Yeah, I just didn't know how it would work otherwise. Annual certificate can be limited to 25K, second 100K. I don't know. Are you guys seeing anything worthwhile? Well, yeah, I would say for a $395 annual fee for just a 25K. I mean, I guess I'm viewing everything through the lens of like, a higher end ticket internationally from what I've been looking at recently. But I guess technically, yeah, you could easily get, maybe not easily, but a business class ticket domestically anywhere in the US with your Alaska miles for around 25K, maybe even for 2 people. So yeah, maybe it's some value there. Maybe there's some value there, but I mean, I don't know. The way I look at it is like for 25K cert, I mean, why am I worried? I could just, save the $395 annual fee. I can get the Alaska Business and the Alaska Personal card. That's less than $200 in annual fees, and I would already get probably closer to 200,000, or sorry, yeah, I would get closer to 150,000 Alaska airline miles. That's not really even, that's 5x, the 25K cert that I think I would have to be paying with, I guess, maybe miles, but also cash as well. Eh, I don't know. I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested. I think if this said 50K, I'd be more excited, to be honest. But what do I know? I'm just a layman. I don't know. I would like to hear your thoughts of you veterans out there, what you guys think on that. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's see what else is popping. um, so there we go, Rod. That's the news there. So man, I'm so behind. It's ridiculous. Um, so now, okay, so Dell is thinking, wait, oh, Frugal Dad, what's going on? Hit that like button like an OnlyFans model trying to make rent. That's what I feel like, man. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Dell says, now I'm thinking, should I use my credits on my plat now? I don't think you have to. I mean, if the rumors are true, it's September 18th. I don't think you have to run and use them right away. I'm just like, if you already know where you're going to use your FHR, why not book it out? I just, more of a greater point of procrastination, like I have to over the years. And you'll wait till last second and be like, oh, I forgot it, since it's only a month from now, technically, as per the rumors. So yes, I don't think you have to run and do it now, but just remember these dates, set them on your calendar for like a week prior, see if any news has come out since then, and then kind of go from there. Russell says, I know this is way out of left field, but it's the Platt City Elite, City Elite, Venture X, and then CSR for car desirable scale. Ooh, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I gotta put the CSR where the Plaid is. I don't think I could put the CSR below even Venture X or Elite. I think Elite's last. Fizzle's wondering why you have City above Venture X. Yeah. Ian says 138 on a Thursday afternoon. Let's go. Yeah, we got 180 now, baby. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. It's been a month. I've been wanting to go live. And this news just came out, so let's do it. Rami, if it becomes that, aren't you just prepaying for a fancy hotel? That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. You're prepaying for a fancy hotel. So yeah, you are prepaying for an experience that you're going to be getting, but it's supposed to be with the caveat of, and what else? It's supposed to be the caveat of, and I can't live without lounge access, or, and the Resi credit that we might get, or, and I have no other way to get Hilton Gold status. I stay at a lot of Hiltons, and the dining credits are worth me, or Continental and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's a lot of just a yeah and not so much just. But most of these, that's why I've canceled them all. It's like most of these are just prepaying for things that I can get for free anyway, or just spend the money how I want to when that time comes, if it does come up. And Hill says, Anthony, you can see the terms, the FHR, Google American Express FHR benefits. Maybe we'll see if there's actually a different thing. Let's do it. Amex FHR. Let's just do a blanket benefits. Let's see if that comes up. Because I don't think it shows up on just the standard actual FHR, because it doesn't mention anything about that. You'd have to say probably Amex Platinum FHR benefits. Let's see. I'm not really seeing it in plain English, at least is my thing. But I mean, we saw it. We looked at it there. But we'll see. Manuel was considering entering the City ecosystem with the Strata cards, but this likely update to the Platinum, plus living at a Delta hub and my Hilton points, I think will sway me back. I could see it. I could see it. I could definitely see it. It just kind of works synergistically, and that's the way it's meant to be played. Platinum card, Delta hub, you got your lounges, Hilton, gold status, ways to transfer and whatnot. So it makes sense. I could see that. Mark Gutierrez, wait, what did I miss? We'll hit it for the other folks in the back real quick, who are just getting in. Parent refresh is coming September 18th. $600 FHR credit split once every 6 months. Seems to be that date is September 18th. We're wondering and deciding on whether or not it's going to be a 2-night minimum, or even if these changes are actually real or not. The world may never know, but we do know September 18th is coming. September 18th, there is a guarantee, and that September 18th is coming, and that I will be away to miss everything, I'm sure, which is fantastic for me. And City is so far above Capital One, it's not even a conversation. Oh, as far as earnings ecosystem is concerned, yeah, I could see that for sure. As far as like usability of the Venture X, I'm just like, I'd rather a Venture X. Would I rather a Venture? Yeah, I think I would rather a Venture X than the Strat Elite. That might be controversial, but I think I would rather. I mean, $200 less, easier to use credit. But then again, you got rid of like the good lounge for at least the priority pass, so that doesn't really get me anywhere. But then again, yeah, Strat Elite does have, you can get a guest in for free with priority pass. Man, a lot of it hinges on PP for me. It's, a lot of it hinges on the PP. You heard that right. Sleeper Ride. Earning Capital One miles is easier than earning city points because Capital One offers like Rakuten, Star Alliance, than One World, since Star Alliance is bigger. Yeah, it's a good argument too. I mean, that's also a good argument. Capital One offers are very strong, for sure. How long before every other, bank has one though? How long before City has their own, shopping portal and what have you? But that's true. It's definitely true. It's also like honestly kind of comparable to City in a way of mass amount of points. Like the one main discrepancy on why Amex is still like very loved is like the amount of points you could earn through their welcome offers is unquestionably the best. Chase is definitely second. Then City and Capital One are very similar. It's like Venture X 75K, maybe 100K, Venture Card 75K, 100K. You can get an extra 250, 25,000 on the saver. I mean, how else are you earning? I mean, most people aren't doing the Venture X business, 30K spend. And then City, it's the same. It's like Strata Elite plus Strata Premier, and then a little bit of a Strata. So it's like the similar amount of points you could possibly earn welcome all, like raw welcome all for power. But as far as earnings power on the cards, like Strata Premier kind of just wins the world. So, yeah, Manuel. Yeah, absolutely. I hear that. Feels much easier to get value breakdown with the Venture X, a lot less coupons. I hear that. And Hill says, okay, so Hill has his prediction out here, which is what we kind of talked about earlier. So he thinks 600 FHR, like the news today, rumors, $200 Uber. Yeah, they probably do keep that, don't they? $300 Resi, Walmart plus $200 airline credit plus more. Not looking bad if the annual fee is $895. And it's not terribly far off from the value that you're getting back on the reserve. It's like a pretty similar card. I mean, if you just switch that out with $500 edit, $300 dining credit, $300 travel credit, a couple other things, it's fairly similar. It's just which one comes down to the most usable. Looking at this in front of me, maybe the reserve. If all else is equal and like it's going to be 2-night minimum FHR, maybe the reserve may win a little in my mind. It's tough. It's freaking tough, man. These freaking credit card games, man, they're a lot of fun, but there's a lot to keep track of. And so many little, caveats. Frugal Dad, I got the Strat Elite yesterday with the 100K offer, so not looking at Amex right now. One overpriced card at a time. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way. Go all in, get as many points in the one ecosystem, have a lot of fun, do a lot of travels, move on to the next. That's the way I've kind of, that's the kind of way I'm going for it as well. Double Cash is better than the Venture X. CSP is better than the Saver. Oof. CSP. I mean, I agree. I agree as far as earning. Yeah. JC, I'm locked in the plat until next March. We'll see if I can get good use out of the 2 FHR. Hell yeah, JC. Hell yeah. Where's the new information? If you want to go right back to the intro, we hammered it hard for 15 minutes. Ian, 0 coupons with City, just a better earner all around. See how with the Strata Premier, you mean? GC, Amex not waiting till fall. They're shoving all in. Shove the cards down their throats. Yeah, I wonder, like strategically, I just wonder, like, I think it was October they were planning. So like, why would it be a month ahead of time? Other than, do they just feel like, I don't know, because like technically the fourth quarter starts in October, I believe. So yeah, I wonder if it's a ploy, just like get the card sent to. Yeah, I guess that would make sense to me. Like if they're gonna put a ton of spend on it, high welcome offer, high spend. by the time they receive the card or news breaks out, credit card YouTube gets on and a million people apply or upgrade to it. They get the cards in the mail. They start spending in the fourth quarter, holiday spends, maybe, large part of their earnings calls every time I listen to them is just like record spending on our cards this quarter, so maybe extraterrestrial. They have business platinum 35% redemption change going to effect September 18th. They sent me a notice. They're restricting use, so it might be when they refresh it. Yeah, I think that's just what they're thinking of. What people are speculating. E&M Amex. Wait, there are actually humans talking about City? Release the file. Oh my goodness. JC, managing 2 Strat Elites and an Amex Plaid is going to be the death of me. Yeah, that's right, JC. You got 2. That's right. That's right. You got 2 of them. I thought you just had the 1. That's right. You got 2 of them and the Amex Plaid, man. Yeah, JC, you're going a little too crazy. You're going to be doing unboxings for days. Background Balloon. Background Blue. Is this a business? Is there a business called Background Blue? You got a logo and everything? Is it just like, I'll do. Wait, isn't there a way? Yeah, wait, how do you do it? There's a way on StreamYard I can make confetti drop. Damn it, I don't know how. How do you do it? Congratulations. Do I have to say? I don't know. I don't know what I have to say to make the balloons drop. But maybe you can help me. Thanks for being here. Woodsy. Hey, bro. What's going on, Woodsy? Woodsy, man. Woodsy's contemplating that platinum, I think. Juan Garcia. Good afternoon, Anthony. Afternoon, Juan. The professional Juan. Garrett, Chase has been marketing the $2,700 value a ton. I wonder if Amex tries to top it. Yeah. Do they still say it? I feel like I haven't seen that in a while on the platinum. They used to say, what was it, like 1,700? Yeah, I feel like I don't see it anymore. Like the actual. Oh, here it is, 1,500. Okay, yeah, you can get over 1,500 in platinum value. The reserve, 2,700. Yeah, you can get $2,700 in value for just $795 annual fee. You basically profit $2,000 a year, baby. So maybe they'll jump it. They'll be like $3,500 a year in potential value. Oh man, that would be insane. Dell says, when would they confirm the refresh? Oh, they'll never confirm it. Amex will never confirm it. It'll just be more and more rumors until the date. Anthony Venture will, if he's around and in the States, will live stream when it's most likely to launch, and he'll stream from midnight to 4:30 a.m. approximately Eastern Standard Time, and then we will see the new changes, and then everyone on YouTube will go crazy. I'll do what I normally do, film at 5 a.m., upload the video at 8, and call it a day, and then go back to bed. Yeah, Amex will never. Amex is the queen of the queen, geez. Amex is the king of just drop, post and goes, right? They just drop it and then just leave and let credit card YouTube go crazy and mass market it. Absolutely. Rami, I know it's off topic, and if you want to wait till next week live, that's cool. But what made you choose the Hotel Lugano over the Grand Hotel Victoria that everyone talks about? So we'll go more in depth on the next one. But as a quick thing, so and you're trying to decide for next spring. So personally, there was a couple things. The Grand Hotel Victoria, I was reading a lot of reviews, and I talked to people who actually stayed there. This is in Lake Como, mind you guys, for Italy. I have a trip coming up next month to Italy and Lake Como, and one of the places, Lugano, which is on the Switzerland side, 20 minutes from Lake Como. But I decided to go with the Switzerland side hotel for a couple nights versus like the Grand Hotel Victoria, which typically has insane cash rates. So like, 1,500 to 2,000 a night plus, for about 140 to, I believe, 140,000 Hilton Honors points a night. Lugano has 130K per night, and it's about $1,500 a night as well. The reason I did is because I read a lot of reviews for the Grand Victoria, which is, it was a little bit further from, like, even though there's not like a ton of action happening in Lake Como, it's a little bit further away from some of the action people wanted. The hotel seemed to be a little bit more, some people noted like, oh, it's outdated or just slightly old. Some people noted that staff wasn't that great and maybe overpriced meals, which, what do you expect in Lake Como, honestly? So I don't know. I just kept reading reviews, and what I like to do nowadays is I check the reviews and I just go by most recent, and I'll just check back for like months, and I'll read every single one, and then I'll see reoccurring themes like staff is not good, didn't make me feel welcome, out of the way. And so what I found was that the Lugano one in Switzerland was the opposite. It was like every review was stunning, and crazy attention to detail. There's more amenities, more updated, I don't know, just everything seemed better. And so if all else was pretty much equal as far as like points and cash, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to. But and also part of it, honestly, oddly enough, is that that hotel comes with the complimentary car. I've mentioned it a bunch of times. Um, and I still have to ask them if it's automatic, but I was like, if it comes with a car, that actually helps a lot because then I could drive to many of the other areas of Lake Como because it's like 20 minutes to like Bellagio and Verena and all these places. So that it all works into it. But the main thing was it seems like, well, Lugano you can walk from. You could just walk down, and there's like a little shops down below there, and it's some food, and right by the lake. Like it's on a hill, but you have to walk down some steps. But it's cool. If Victoria didn't give me that vibe that it was going to be as easy, so I didn't go with that. Also, I think I couldn't get 2 nights. I think it was just one, and I was like, I'd rather 2 nights back to back. So hopefully that helps, Remy. But it was mostly reviews. I'm kind of basically going off vibe check on reviews nowadays. It's like if there's like convenience, easy to get to, staff is nice, and a walkable area, I'm like, cool, let's do it. Um, absolutely. But I do know some people that say that's the best hotel they ever stayed in. So like, yeah, you're gonna have differences in opinions. I just felt like the reviews were more in favor of Lugano, so I went with that. And I also just like I just read about the vibe of Lugano a little bit more. It seemed like I don't know better vibe, but we'll see. We'll see when I actually do it. My life on Earth Kahala in Yokohama, Japan on FHR is one of the best around 3 to 350 a night. That's cool. Wow, good to know. See, that's pretty interesting. I would if the card was good enough and I could get a welcome offer again. Since I have Japan coming up next year, and I have a couple nights open, I'm leaving for like availability. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing an FHR out in Japan. That'd be sick. Absolutely. Um, John Doe. Who are you, Mr. John Doe? Which 5 Amex non-charge cards would you have if you paid no annual fee? All right. If I could pay no annual fee and have 5 non-charge cards, it would be, oh, this is a tough one. I think it would be a Hilton Aspire, then a Hilton Aspire, then another Aspire, and then probably 2 more Aspires. And then that would be my setup. I would have 5 Aspires, and I would say I won the game, and I'm all done. I'm not even kidding. That's literally what I would be doing, even with the annual fees. I plan on doing that in a couple of years probably. So yeah, I couldn't even. Honestly, that's it. That's literally it. I could say a Delta would be cool, a Delta Gold, maybe a Platinum, but honestly, a bunch of Aspires, and I'm happy. Manuel, we'll be waiting for Amex to drop a record-breaking 200K points offer on the personal with this update. Yeah, man, it's very likely. Very likely. Bautista, CJ, I haven't gotten the sub for the gold card. Trying to maximize MR points subs. Question for you: I have a 100K MR offer with 6K spend. Upgrading my green to the platinum. Is it worth foregoing the gold sub? Oh, so you've never had the gold. Oh, you said at the beginning, I haven't gotten the sub for the gold. Trying to maximize MR points. I mean, here's a crazy thought. And it depends on if you're willing to do this, but if this was me, if I'm you and this was like a few years ago and I was just getting my Amex cards, I probably like if I was going to get the platinum card anyway, I wouldn't feel bad about applying for a gold, get 100K, and then just upgrading and taking that upgrade offer of another 100K to the platinum. Granted, you have enough spends and that offer lasts, but if you can hit 6K on a gold, in a few months, and then if that offer still persists and you can go green the platinum for another 100K for the platinum, honestly, that it might seem like a lot, like the extra 325, but the value you would get back from the additional 100K points with not foregoing the gold and actually going for the gold, even if you use no credits whatsoever, that 100K, it'll be worth it to you, I think. I think the 100K will be worth it to you, especially if you have streams of like great travels in your future. I wouldn't forego it. No, personally, I would apply for the gold, hit that welcome offer money, and then take the upgrade offer for 100K personally. So that's my 2 cents. I would 100 all day. I would take that 200K total. And even if I call the 325 a loss, that's worth it. Esmond, forget Resi. I just want my daily 365 Mickey D's credit. Oh my goodness. You guys have been joking about this for years. One day it's going to happen. We thought Duncan was funny, but we never know. Eric Harper, what's going on, Eric? I'm going to stay positive. The Platinum Refresh is going to offer the most value for us that we've ever seen. I actually do agree. I do think it will be the most value we've ever seen, potential value we've ever seen on the card, especially with how good the reserve refresh was. With the, like, I thought for sure they were not going to leave the $300 travel credit, and they left. So yeah, it's I think it's gonna be a good one. This fall is gonna be a good one for sure. Definitely helps for making videos, right? It's like, oh, look what they just did. You know, always fun to react to these things. Hugo, annual fee should be 2,399 at this point. Oh my goodness. Yeah, give us a $2,400 card with $3,000 in potential credits. And hell, CSR have one huge advantage for me. I can get my wife and daughter to the lounge. With the platinum, I need to pay 195 just for my wife. Not good for me. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I guess that's the one thing that sucks about the Centurion lounges is you can't just pay with your platinum and get like the $200 airline fee credit back, like I used to do with getting my wife into the Delta Sky Clubs. If you go to Sky Clubs, that's great. That $200 credit codes towards that, so you can, $50 a pop. You can get basically it's 4 passes to Delta Sky Clubs every year. That's not bad. Um, but yeah, I think I hear you there for sure. Kevin, now you win. 2025 is the year of credit card refresh. Yo, 2025 is crazy. It's how many different things have we had this year? I mean, we got the Rakuten card, Strata Elite, we got the Strata, the Strata card, we had the Sapphire Reserve change, US Bar has been nerfed, Venture X has been nerfed. We're potentially getting the new platinum card refreshed in the next month. Potentially new Marriott cards, the business side, possibly a Delta high, like over $600 annual fee Delta Supreme card. Like there's so much. There's so much friggin' happening. Absolutely. And I can already see, is the 895 refresh platinum card worth it over the refresh 795? Yeah, does it actually beat it? Does it actually win? The world may never know. It's kind of like, yeah, how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? Absolutely. I like to aggregate it all. I'll probably do a video. We'll do the fall of premium credit cards, part 2. They did it again. Platinum card did it again. They're not going to stop until I have a hole in my wallet. Bill Wright, the $600 credit will be $50 a month. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Could you freaking imagine, as he laughs, $50 monthly hotel incidental credit FHRs only? Sorry. Yeah, you got to book FHR, and then you get a $50 amenity credit, and all of the hotel restaurants are all Michelin star. So $300 dinner, $50 back. Worth it? Still worth it? Chris, the king, stay the king. Oh man, I think so. I think they'll come out with a win. Mr. Squirry will make sure of that. Avengers just got an email from Air Canada that I'll be getting 5,000 point flight certificate for having a CSR. Huh? At least I get decent value when booking a domestic economy United flight. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. A 5,000 point flight certificate. Did they mention that you can like put it towards other redemptions, or is it literally it has to be a 5,000 point redemption? How hard is that? That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty hard to find 5,000 point via Air Canada. I'm trying to think of the lowest possible. And is this Air Canada specifically the airline, or is this also could be the partner airlines? Because like the cheapest I found on Air Canada was maybe like 17.5 for an economy ticket. So what the hell's the deal with that 5K? That's kind of crazy. My life on Earth, not worth it. Not going to do it for me. I'd rather get Alaska Biz for sub and done with it. Yeah, that's the way, I think. Manuel Jimenez, I like the 3x on foreign purchases. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't think we got any details on the any purchase outside of the US, like literally everything. So like a 3x cash haul internationally, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I agree. 25K is really low on the Alaska, 100%. 100%. And Hill says, 100% agree with you. CSR refresh is better than the previous version. We'll die on that hill then. I think people would disagree, but I think it's good. I think it's really good. Details about the top off are not mentioned. Yeah, that's. Oh, I see. Yeah, being able to top up that certificate, that would be interesting if they did. Yeah, I guess I didn't see it. Manual on the Alaska card, it's worth it for me. If you're looking for status, the 10K is huge. Yeah, I never really looked into Alaska status. I don't really know too much on that, the status on that airline specifically. Karsten, It says Capital One has a venture referral offer of 75 with a $300 travel credit. I already have the X. Can I get the venture and downgrade after 12 months to Saver? So I actually did a community post. I put my referral link out there, if you're interested. But yeah, this offer is pretty freaking powerful. 75K and a $300 travel credit. Back when I got it months ago, it was 75K and 250 credit, which I used to book the Grand Hyatt in Athens. That 250, it was pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. So you already have the Venture X. So yeah, you can get the Venture and still get the welcome offer. So yeah, you can apply for the Venture, and then downgrading, yes, you can, but you have to be eligible. Like they have to allow it to be eligible for you to downgrade or product change over to the Saver. It's not exactly an exact science with Capital One. Some people are saying things are starting to lighten up with Capital One, like easier approvals or easier product changes. So it's hard to say, but yeah, it's you can do that. It's just, are they going to allow you? Basically, you have to have it eligible in your system, and there's really no rhyme or reason when the system tells you you're allowed to do that. So it's a little annoying, but you know, yeah, yeah. Because like I would convert one of my Capital One Platinums or my Quicksilvers to the Saver if I could, but they just they haven't let me yet. So we'll see. Garrett says, I was eagerly anticipating the last card for the 3x on foreign spend since I spend about 4 to 6 months abroad every year. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, that's just a standard catch all for you, man, for half the year. Absolutely. Less than 6 months a year in the continental United States. Very nice. Garrett says, the 25K cap is disappointing. It's very low. It's very low. My life on Earth is a guarantee that 918 is coming, though. Sure about that? No, I mean, I said it. These are all rumors, but rumors tend to end up being true. But like I said in the intro, I don't know where that 918 number came from, other than just the business platinum kind of nerfing a little bit the 35% rebate. Otherwise, I don't see any language anywhere to suggest that 918 is the date. I don't know why didn't Guru has mentioned that. I don't know if he has extra details or insiders or what have you, but it's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. But definitely not a guarantee. Nothing is a guarantee until it happens. But I mean, the rumors are often true, man. They really are. They often are. Matthew F. I've been able to use the current $200 hotel credit by booking an eligible hotel and then canceling the reservation after the credit hits my statement. Matthew, you can't be doing that, man. They didn't claw it back. No. Yeah, they're not really great about clawbacks. Everyone's worried about them, but they really don't, as long as like you're a little bit later on. If it's not like right away, sometimes, usually after like a month or so, but we're not supposed to mention that. Gunna, what's going on, Gunna? Sup, Anthony? Oh, Gunna diver, very nice. Gunna, are you a deep diver? Gunna, very cool. Karsten, Alaska Plus 5K when you pre-register for the card will be my first airline credit card. Yeah, it's true. Actually, you get the 5K. That's not bad. In a world where now it's a little bit harder to get Alaska now that loophole's closed with American Express. Absolutely. My life on Earth, it would be nice to have a card that offers a renewal bonus, like spend 5K, get 50K points. That would be pretty interesting, actually. That's a good idea. Kind of like how some of these memberships out and about, they're like, a renewal membership fee, like a yearly membership fee. It pretty much boosts profits for the company. But if there was a way to, spend an X amount and get an additional points just every single year, that'd be pretty cool. That actually would be a really cool thing. I think that would retain more people than they would realize. That's like a really good idea. Because everyone's always talking about like a retention offer, but we know they've gotten a little harder to ask for and get recently. But if they just have like a guaranteed, spend 5K, get 50K. I mean, there's got to be a level where it makes sense for them as the issuer to, that amount of spend and the money they would get back for that would equal a certain amount of points. That'd be pretty cool. That would throw off a lot of equations. Kind of like Venture X with its 10,000 anniversary miles for doing nothing. VG Shock. The one good thing about Amex is giving you 6 months to spend over 3 months for most of the rest. Yeah, it's true. 6 months helps a lot. That helps a lot to hit a lot of welcome offers. Absolutely agreed. Jessica, wow, what's going on, Jessica? How's you and the family doing? Everything like that, and the travels. I know you had some amazing travels you told me about, and some good waived annual fees and all that. Absolutely. But aloha, happy to be here, Phil. I appreciate you being here. Gonna. City is better than Capital One. City is better than Capital One. Premier, the Strata Premier, custom cash, double cash, and you don't need a Capital and Venture X. If you need a PP, go Ritz. Those 4 cards with maybe a second credit card, all or custom cash, all points pool for 1 cent per point or transfer 1-to-1 with transfer partners. Yeah, absolutely agreed. Yeah, it's tough to beat City, man. Great partners, great earnings abilities for low annual fees. You know, like you mentioned there, you can have a Ritz and the Premier 550 annual fee, so about 150 more than Venture X. But you know, you're getting the Ritz free night certificate, the Great Party Pass, $300 travel credit, and then you're also getting all the multipliers on the Premier. Yeah, all day. I could see that. Travel in. Oh, what's going on, Lynn? I was tuning into his live the other day. Lynn what's the new annual fee? $9.95. Yeah, we're saying $8.95. That's kind of what we're seeing, you know, in all these different things. You know, we're saying 600 FHR jumps $8.95 September 18th, all by Dan and the Deal Guru. He's not wrong very often, so I guess we'll see. We're lagging a little bit. Cesar, mi hermano, Mr. Anthony FHR Venture. Oh my goodness. Now I'm the FHR Venture. I'm back to FHR Venture. Thank you, Cesar. I appreciate you, man. Excited for Puerto Rico. That'll be great. Karsten, stay at the Italian side. Italian food is better. I am also staying on the Italian side. I'm staying at the Hilton Lake Como. That's our first night, and then we're going over to Lugano afterwards. So we're gonna get the best of both. So I'm excited, but yeah, I hear you. but that Reno, that region, the Ticino region, is all Italian as well. So, you know, well, I guess we'll see. Russell, City has all the multipliers work for me. Never tried Capital One cards for sure, but I'm definitely a City boy. He's a City boy. Oh, that's funny. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, he's the little simple City boy. Mertz, what's up? I've got 5 nights of the Grand Hole Victoria. Oh, very nice. Wow. Yo, Mertz is killing it. Go check out his channel. He actually really like Mertz's presentation, like good camera quality, and kind of gets right into it. But 5 nights Grand Hotel Victoria. So damn, so Mertz spent about 560,000 Hilton Honors points with the 5th night free. That's money. Damn, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. Absolutely killing it, Mertz. That's great. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I think the views are probably amazing from that property. I don't know. I just going off the reviews, and a couple people who stayed there. I just was like, I don't know. It just it didn't feel right. It didn't fully feel right, and I didn't end up going with it. But I'm excited for Lake Como, the Hilton Lake Como, and then Lugano. We'll see. Rod says, if you took advantage of the recent DoorDash offers on Capital One offers, could have made 9K points, would have spent 3K on City cards with the 3X dining to reach that level. I don't know if that's a question, but you're saying if you took advantage of that, that would be great. Absolutely. I agree. I'm actually not even really familiar with that, to be honest. The DoorDash offers could have made 9K. Is it just all DoorDash stuff? Pyro, what's going on, Pyro? Surely some of the current credits go, right? Or wonder if they're going to hit a 3K in value in credits. Probably 3K, yeah. It's tough. I'm trying to think back. When's the last time we had a removal of a credit? I'm not talking about a removal of lounge access or removal of the ability to earn a free night certificate like on the Hilton Business. When's the last time we saw a removal of a credit with American Express specifically? I don't think we had it so far, except for, okay, I will say the Lounge Buddy credit on the green. Yes, that is the one credit that has been taken away. So there is a precedent. Otherwise, I can't remember any other one. They all almost always keep and add in some fashion. But this might be different. This time might be different. You know, I mean, definitely, like Warren says, please ask Amex to eliminate the Equinox credit. I don't think they will. I don't think there's that many people using it anyway. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would imagine they're not using it to the highest degree that actually affects the bottom line. So, but it's a good marketing ploy, you know, Equinox, because like I literally get those commercials for Equinox as well. So, you know, they do a lot of promos and stuff. So. Hey, what's going on, Monty? Also, Monty, who I believe you got the Strata Elite, right? On his channel, if you want to check out his channel. I think he got the Strata, I believe. Yeah, I can't remember if you actually said you applied or you just commenting on it, but hey, there ain't no shortage of premium credit card developments, huh? There's never a dull moment in the credit card space. Like I feel like we've had crazy stuff for the past honestly year and a half. It's just like been constant. Like since all the refreshes on the Hilton side, like we've had Hilton and Delta and all these crazy things. Insane, insane. The Boxer Rebellion. Just getting here. What's up, Anthony? What did I miss? Only everything. Only everything. Possible Amex Platinum card, $600 FHR credit, 895 fee, possibly September 18th, but we'll see. Um, but no, Boxy, you never miss anything. Appreciate you being here. Uh, John Little. Oh, look at that. Nice. I actually don't know. Is that the Bellagio? I actually don't know the name of that one. Or is that the MGM that you're actually talking about in your thing? I don't know. We were by those. I thought that was the Bellagio fountains, but I don't know if that's the hotel. We were standing right there, but I can't remember. I never used the FHR credit because it was always more expensive than my discounted MGM stays, and the only place I could really use it was Vegas. But with the higher number, it might work. I'm surprised. Most people, that's like the only place they find extreme value. Um, that's like the only place. I was able to venture out and find a lot of good places and within driving distance that I could use it at. But most people are like, oh yeah, FHR, oh yeah, go Vegas. There's so many sub $200 hotels that will give you, $170 in food credits and stuff. So, but you must be a player and you can get some discounted stays and whatnot. So, yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. Hmm. Definitely. With the added amount. Sledge, look at Sledge's new logo. And Sledge has got new intro music dropping, I think today, a little bit in a couple hours. So I'll be sure to check that out. And I heard that I was able to get the sneak peek. I got to hear the new intro coming out. I'm just saying you got to hear it for yourself. It's worth chiming into his channel and checking out. It's definitely worth it. And obviously all the takes that Sledge has, the good credit card takes. But the music is what we're here for, really. Mike, 5,000 points on Air Canada pays for a stopover. Oh yeah, agreed, 100% does in fact pay for a stopover. That is pretty money. But can you? But he's saying a 5,000 certificate. So I'm like, is it just like a 5K rebate, like could be used general, or is it literally a 5K cert to be used on a redemption? I'm like, where are you gonna find a 5K Air Canada flight unless it's like an hour flight? Even then, Richie says this is not 9:30. Yeah, because of this news drop and to free up my night later on, because we're going to be traveling tomorrow, I decided to shift it to my Italy and Japan redemptions next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now we're here hanging out now. So sorry. I know you cleared your schedule, but but I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Russell said he's the best multipliers in the game. Hear that. Box says, real question: how long do you think it would be until mid-tier cards get nerfed, or will they continue to be the best bang for the buck cards? I think they'll continue to be the best bang, at least for another few years. Like everything kind of moves up. Like what is mid-tier, right? Like was a 250 gold mid-tier? Was that mid-tier at 250 and now it's 325? Is now high? Is it like mid-high now? What do you consider it? Like, is the surpass mid tier? I would say at 150. I think we all imagine mid tier is like 0 to 150. Yeah, I mean, I could see that creeping up. I could see a surpass 250 in a couple of years from now and something like that. So, how long? I don't know. I think we got a solid couple of years. I mean, we just got some solid refreshes on most of these cards. We know the Southwest cards got changed, raised the annual fees. Hilton was about a year and a half ago. I think it was October 2023. We had those refreshes. So, oh, actually, are we coming up on two? No way. Has that been 2 years since the Hilton refresh? No, it couldn't be. Could it actually be? Hold up. Could it be 2 years? I don't like that number. I mean, typically with Amex, we get like an every 4 year type of cycle. So then play through, but yes. If I just do holy, there we go. So this was my video when the changes dropped 1 year ago, October 19th, 2023. Holy crap, it is going to be 2 years. Wow. That's going to be 2 years. Holy crap, that was pretty freaking. As you can see, this is when I was still in my apartment. This is my apartment complex when I lived there. Look at the explosion, it looks terrible. I remember I woke up like 8 AM, and just went out in the car and filmed. Mm. Before we bought the house and everything. Good times. Appreciate you saying that. Appreciate you being here. Kyle, been waiting for them to give me the. Oh yeah, so Boxer. I think maybe 2 years. I would say every 4 years, right? Been waiting for them to give me the option for Quicksilver to Saver for a while now. No luck. It's just like never happened. Some people, like my brother-in-law, did it of all people, like randomly, but not me. Unbelievable. Boxer says they've been giving me offers to switch the Quicksilver to the Venture One and the Venture One to the Quicksilver. Oh my goodness. I mean, what are you doing to us? Um, Russell, I foresee mid-tier cards staying the same. CSP, City Stravity, and Amex Gold, Daily Driver, more premium cards, pick up lounge access. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that, to be honest. Boxer said, damn, 4 p.m. and Anthony hitting the moonshine. True Carolinian. Yeah, man, we got some good moonshine. Definitely. Definitely don't have to pick up my wife in like 30 minutes to get her to work. My life on Earth, you missed the point. The world may end before. Oh, did I really? Did I miss that? And I wish there was an easier way to see the older. Is it guaranteed that nine? Oh, I saw. That's right. Because I said the only thing that is guaranteed is 918. You're right. 918 is not guaranteed, and that's, you know what, that brings me into a greater point that I want to bring up that I was going to bring up next week, but hell, what's life without going off the rails a little bit. Let's derail like the train. Life is not guaranteed, man. And I've been feeling that more and more often as I'm getting a little bit older. I mean, heck, we just looked at this video that I recorded 2 years ago in my, lonely apartment complex. And, it's like time has passed very quickly, very, very quickly. And it's a little bit scary. And so part of that is I'm just kind of foregoing a lot of some of the woes that I normally would have of, saving a little extra money. And obviously within reason, we want to make sure we're saving or at least paying the bills, but putting, stuff away for vacation funds. And that's why this game is so great. It allows us to do these crazy vacations for pennies on the dollar, for the hotels, the flights being mostly booked, taxes and fees, sure, food and experiences, sure, you got to pay for out of pocket. But man, we talking about with Joe Barretto the other day, and it's just like, it's just nothing's guaranteed. I see so many people on the news, crazy stuff happening, people passing away. It's just so unfortunate. It's like we really just have to enjoy while we can. It's such a cliche, but I'm really feeling it more recently. And it's like 918 might not be guaranteed. What would happen? How bad would you feel? Like we're so motivated by basically fear. Like most of us are motivated by the lack of something or about to lose something. We never really think about the lack of losing our life. We're mostly thinking about, oh, if I do this, I lose my job. I can't. If I spend this money, okay, I don't have it. We're more motivated by the fear of something. We're better running away from something that's impending than I don't know, doing the thing prior to that, the preventative thing, which is like, I don't know, if I know that I'm going to die someday, then why not just enjoy some of these vacations while we can, which is literally the entire point that we're all in this game. It's like, get the points of miles and book the travels. Just do it. It's like, who cares? Make it work. Um, especially this community. I don't think you should be like 20,000 in debt and say, hell, let's get another credit card, baby. Definitely not. Have your finances in order because that's going to guarantee your future self. You want to also take care of your future self, but you want to take care of the present self as well. So I'm just like, man, lately, if I see a destination I want to go to, I've just been booking. That's why I went so crazy. That's why I booked so many freaking things over these next 12 months. Like, man, I'm just feeling it. I'm just really feeling it. Diver is a scuba diver. Very cool. Very, very cool. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I love it. Can you teach me one day? Can you teach me to be a scuba diver one day? I would like to try. I was able to hold my breath for, I think it was like 2.5 minutes, the longest, when I was doing my real Wim Hof breathing, oxygenating the blood, deep breathing. 2.5 minutes. Is that good as a layman? Venture says so the Air Canada 5,000 point certificate can be used with Air Canada and their partners can be used for it can be used for the 500 or the 5,000 stopover fee. That's great. That's money. Michael Wong's been doing that like crazy in the last year. 5K stopover. Honestly, I would love to as well. From Japan, I would love to stop over in Taiwan for a couple days and then go there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it happen, but that'd be sick. Um, so Sleepy Rod, I would rather put 1K on a Capital One card with the Capital One offer to stack them with Air Canada Avianca miles, especially if AAD values. One World footprint just seems smaller in my view. Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you there. There's a lot of pros and cons to all this. I don't think there is one true ecosystem or card that's like the be all end all. Um, as some might, may lead you to believe. I think it's just I don't know what can you take advantage of right now? Like hell, I didn't want to fly home economy from Italy. I'll mention this. Uh, I didn't want to do it. I booked with Air France. I booked it months and months ago. Had an economy flight. We were going to lay over in Charles de Gaulle. I was like, all right, I could make it happen because it was like points that were expiring. I would have dealt with it, but then after thinking about it, after coming home from Greece and the economy seats, I was like, I don't want to do it. I really don't. We got business going there. I'm like, it should be business back. So I scrambled a little bit and I figured out like I had enough miles and some flights that I had booked for the future that I was able to convert to uh not the most amazing business class. It's Lufthansa business, but now we're flying home Lufthansa business on the 330, which is like old product, not the most amazing business, but infinitely better than economy. So I said, screw it. I had 105,000 Capital One miles. Instead of saving it for an eventual redemption that I don't even know of right now, I said, I know I would love to fly business class. That would make the trip so much more enjoyable. It's our honeymoon. So I switched it. I canceled the Air France. Actually, a good tip. The miles expired. Well, so I I used the miles before they expired, and I knew in the back of my mind if I ever canceled that flight, the miles would likely expire, but I wasn't sure. Sure enough, I canceled it today, got my refund, got the points back, and then they all expired immediately on impact. So no longer have Air France miles, totally wasted all of them. But to me, I was like, if I could fly business, it's our honeymoon after a 2 week trip. Okay, I'm happy. So we're doing Lufthansa business. So I'm just like, where can you move and shake to make a trip that is definitely happening more enjoyable? And so I did throw away, a good amount of Air France miles for that comfort, and I don't feel bad about it right now, to be honest. Especially considering, I don't know, I don't really want to lay over in Charles de Gaulle. I know there's going to be delays. I don't really want to deal with it, and I know I'm going to miss that layover. So it's like, I'd rather do Lufthansa. Let's go to Frankfurt. So yeah. We have QC Man, philosophical Anthony Venture with the thumbs up. Thank you, QC. Every now and again, it comes up. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just going through what I'm feeling in the moment. As going through the ages and stuff. Going through the ages. And honestly, I guess I don't know. I think my age is a little bit of a mystery somehow because I talked to my friend Daniel Sparks the other day. And well, not the other day, when I first met him like months ago, and he was like, how old are you? Like 35? I was like, no. And then I was watching a sledge video the other day, and he was like, Anthony Venture, you are 22 years old. And I'm like, I'm not 22. So it's probably somewhere in between, but I think it's kind of funny. But it's just, going through the ages and getting older and just kind of feeling these kinds of things is kind of what I want to mention as time goes on. I'm just like, I'm just trying to make hay while the sun's shining is all. That's all I'm trying to do. If I can get these miles, book it. Like I just booked last night. I stayed up till 2 a.m. I booked basically 95% of all my Japan hotels. Basically 99%, honestly. 99% of the Japan hotels. So that's fully covered now. So let's just get it in. Why are we waiting on life? Let's just book it. Let's get it done. 100%. So thank you for that, Rami Morrison. I hope they go ahead and update. I hope they go ahead and update the business plat as well and add the FHR credits too, so I could actually get some value out of both of mine. So yeah, apparently as per these rumors, the business platinum is also going to be getting the $600 FHR credit, which actually is interesting now that I think about it because the where is it? The standard business platinum. Yeah, the business platinum card holders will get the $600 travel credit or annual hotel credit. The current business platinum does not have the $200 credit as it stands. It has access to FHR, but you don't have a $200 credit. So yeah, that's actually a big come up on the business platinum. Especially if maybe a lot of people are using that 35% rebate, maybe that's what they're cutting to make room for that. I don't think so, but that's pretty good. That's actually much better value prop for sure. Rewards Master, good to be here. Also, another channel, hit him up. Rewards Master, he's pretty much posting daily from what I can see. Like every single day, I'll see a video come up with great knowledge, great experience. So go hit up the Rewards Master as well. Um, that is absolutely a text. I just got on. Please review the leak theorize updates with those who joined. Rah, I can't anymore, man. I can't. Basically, just go back to the intro, man. It was literally I spared no expense. Just immediately I went right into it. But $600 FHR credit maybe, and then they're saying more kind of guaranteed $895 annual fee with possible date of September 18th, basically. Leon, I would like bonuses for certain anniversary marks. Oh, that would be pretty cool too. Yeah, if it's like, oh, you've instead of just like, thank you for being a member for since 2020 with the Amex Platinum, it's like I don't want to just be thanked. Like, can I get something? Can I get some additional benefits for being so loyal? Like, come on, yeah, 5K. Even if they just sent like an award, to your house, it's like a platinum. I think people that would be enough. That'd be enough. But yeah, if you can get like a 5K, boost or 50K points or 100K points, like why not get an additional 50,000 points at the 5-year mark, at 100K at the 10-year mark? And that's great. It's great stuff. Then again, those points would outweigh less annual fees. So yeah, it's tough. Russell, all programs will devalue due to inflation. Yes, that's normal. I'm in an AA hub with city cards really hitting that bliss point. Capital One and the Transformers are mad at me. I could see that. The Avengers, I've gotten 10K Capital One miles from Capital One offers by buying parts at Napa to fix my car. Some days Napa offers 15x per dollar spend, and shocks. Yeah, shocks are expensive for sure at times. Excuse me. Very cool. Yeah, man. I ended up getting like 33,000 through Rakuten this quarter, and I didn't even do SoFi yet. So like I'm excited, and that really came in clutch. Like people are still sleeping on Rakuten. I slept on it for so many years. I was able to get 33,000, and that actually enabled me to book. Allowed me to book in part a small part of stay of a Marriott in Japan, and then also part of my stay in Italy that I changed. I was able to transfer some Hilton points over from American Express and get it done just through Rakuten. So amazing. Russ says, oftentimes I hear people banking Capital One points with no real use in sight. I do hear that more often too. And that's kind of where I'm at as well. So that's why I was just like, I'll just take the extra 65K. Let's do Lufthansa business. Why not? Why not? I still have 35K left, whatever. It'll be used for something. The one thing I found too is like, I don't know, some people will say, oh, made mistakes or make mistakes, but I just found that, I don't know, with over time, any transfers that you make or any points currencies that you've earned, your dots kind of connect in reverse. Over time, you find places to use. Like I remember I messed up once, like not 6+ months ago, where I incorrectly thought that a flight that I wanted to book was 175K for 2 tickets. I didn't realize it was 1 ticket one way, and so I transferred 175K over to Air Canada Aeroplan. And I was like, oh no. And I tried really hard to get them to reverse it. I even got them on the phone to reverse the charges or reverse the transfer and send it back to my Chase account. So it is possible. They did send it over, but they said it's not guaranteed that Chase accepts it, and they didn't. So I had now 175K orphan points in Air Canada. And then I thought it was a lost cause. I thought I ruined my entire, the points that I had with Chase. Sure enough, 25K of those points ended up being the flights that got me to, or in part, some of the flights that got me to Athens, Greece. And then 150K literally just booked me the business class back home from Rome. So like, you could always, it seems as I'm getting more seasoned in this game, it's like the points can be used for something. Yeah, some things are more optimal than others, but what feels like a mistake immediately may not be immediately a mistake. And also part of those same miles actually booked ANA business class as well. So like that's it's pretty cool. So there's a little thing there. Oh, Kevin P, 5-spot. Appreciate you, man, with the Skyline. Or no, sorry, the Lancer Evo. It's not the Skyline. The Lancer Evo. Appreciate you with the 5-spot. And Anthony, FYI, the City app has a countdown timer on Friday and Saturday to let you know exactly when you could start the City Nights with Elite. Very cool. See, that's cool. I like that. I do like the tactile nature of that, where you can kind of like have something, press on the app or see on the app. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see, okay, it's there's like a confetti come out when it's like 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday. It's like, dude, you know, is it like it's time for what is that? Im- is that actually the word? In Boogie Nights, or is it a different name? I don't know. That's maybe we have some confetti, some music playing, and then go out. So that's cool. Thank you, Kevin, for letting me know that. It's actually pretty funny that they do that. I like it. Of course, Mertz, of course. Kirby, I thought the live was tonight. It was, but then this news came out, so I freed up my night because I knew it was going to be like past midnight by the time we would finish, and I do have to wake up and travel tomorrow. So I figured let me free up the night, go live now, and then we'll be good. But I moved it to next Friday for the Japan and Italy stuff, and then that'll probably be my last live until Italy, but we'll see. Maybe not actually. Maybe not. But yes, so sorry for that. It'll be next week, next Friday. My life on Earth. Amex Plat equals Barolo. CSR equals Pareco. I guess I don't have enough Italian or Spanish, maybe. That actually might be Spanish. Let me see. Gotta look it up now. I'm gonna say it's Spanish, but usually my life on Earth speaks Italian to me. What does it mean? I see. No, it's Barcelo. Maybe it is Italian. What does it mean? Barolo? Red wine from Piedmont. Oh, is it? Oh, it's wine, isn't it? I don't like you always making me look like an idiot, Life on Earth. I don't appreciate it. But I guess that's one wine, and then there's Barbareco. Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of them. I'm not. I guess I'm just not on that level. But yeah, I could see that. Sebastian, Fortnite. Listen, I've never played Fortnite. I don't have a system to put it on. But maybe one day, yeah. Maybe we'll actually get it going with Spencer Johnson and stuff. We'll run it. We'll run Fortnite. Brennan, what's going on, Brennan? Any San Juan hotel tips? So many places looking sold out. Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely a lot of sold out. A lot of people booked in advance. I do know. I think there are still some FHR properties. Uh, actually, scratch that. I think Capital One Premier Collection properties that are still available. See, the last time I checked, the Caribe was booked out, and I believe both Hyatt Place and Hyatt House was as well. You might have to. No, actually, I'm not sure. Honestly, there's probably some Marriotts that are still having availability. Um, Otherwise, the other Hyatt's like a couple hour drive, I believe, on the other side of the island. So I don't. That's not. I wouldn't suggest. But probably look Marriott. Honestly, yeah, maybe look Marriott because I don't. I might be wrong, but I don't think there's any other availability. The other tips I would say is go on rooms.arrow, literally as it sounds. Go on there. There's an alert at the top right. Hit alerts, and you can have it email you when there's availability for some specific hotels. So as a Hail Mary, put the Caribe on there, put the Hyatt Place, Hyatt House. Maybe someone will cancel, and then you can book it. Have those points in your account ready. So that's my only advice I would say. Keep checking around. Chesman minutes. The tiramisu at hit. Wait, I feel like I missed. Oh no, that is the one. The tiramisu at Hilton Lake Como is the best in Italy. Really? Oh, I'm excited. I am gonna do your tip, Chad. Chad told me on the phone to do the restaurant there overlooking the lake, so I'm definitely gonna do that. I actually need to still reserve that. Yeah, I should probably do that soon, to be honest. So hell yeah. I'm gonna get the tiramisu. Mert says good FHR value at the Waldorf and NOLA. Wife and I are going soon, actually. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I actually booked that same property with points and then with basically FHR. It was MasterCard, but I still got the $100. So the good thing about that property, the Waldorf and NOLA, the Roosevelt, is when you have those programs. So when you go with your FHR, they do allow you to stack your Hilton gold credits as well. So not only are you getting the $100 experience credit, you're also getting, it was $60 breakfast credit, and then also $50 Hilton hotel credit. So $150 you could use at that on-site restaurant. We ended up getting like a steak or whatever else. That was during the meetup, and we had like 30, 30 of us all in that restaurant in the Roosevelt. It was fun. So you can use 150 towards that dinner, and then $60 the next morning. I actually do recommend the breakfast there. It was really good, really really good. $60 will cover a good amount of it, or most of it. Sam H, it would be nice if Saks could either 200 annually or 100 per semi, and or 300 annually and 150 per semi. Yeah, I mean, what are you buying at Saks actually? I mean, what are you buying that's worth it that you would need the 200 or the 300 annually? I mean, nobody's going to say no to more. Yeah, I guess in that range, I could have bought more shirts. There was more like, I don't know, there was robes that I wanted to buy that were in like the 1 to 200 range that I just didn't because I had the 50. So I'd buy like the gift card and stack it. I don't know. Did they ever bring it back that if I mean, Saks actually, you could buy meat still? Like, can you still buy meat from Saks? Because I know they took it away for a while. I haven't checked if it's back on there. Screw it. I'm gonna check it right now. Because that'll work into the math, right? Saks fifth. Let's see, steak. No, I think they did away with it. You could still buy steak knives, but you can't buy steak. Yeah, you used to be able to buy like burgers and steak on there, and it's actually like a good way to use your credit. But yeah, for sure. Chad says this is the restaurant downstairs, not the rooftop one near the affinity pool. Okay, so I'll have to go in the downstairs one for the tiramisu. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you for that. Life Editor says, and Andaz Scottsdale in summer is a great use of FHR, 200 250 instead of 6 8 in the cooler seasons. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, I still kind of put that Thompson Savannah that I did, Savannah, Georgia. We were coming home from Florida. We just did it overnight with the FHR credit. It was like a 250 out of pocket stay, got 200 back, so $50 out of pocket, and we ended up getting 160 $70 in food credits. That Thompson and Savannah was a great use of FHR for a cheap stay. And actually, the Andaz and Savannah might also be FHR, but I'm not sure. I know it was MasterCard. I used it there, but yeah. TW, is a refresh enough for you to get it again? Nah. It would be very hard for me to go get it again if I wasn't able to get a welcome offer on it. It just wouldn't make sense for my lifestyle now and how how I'm living with these points redemptions. I just don't think it would make sense for me right now without, I mean, maybe a couple of years down the line, but if like, I don't know, like if they did what the Sapphire Reserve did, which was like, oh, it seems like we're going to be introducing once per lifetime language, but for right now, you can get a reserve and get 100K. Like if they did that and I was able to get, 200K American Express points again, if I can do away with the once per lifetime, then yeah, I would get it. I probably would think about it depending on the current form. Still would take me a little bit of time, but if they got rid of the lifetime, I would be more likely to, for sure. But without it, I'm not going to say never, but I don't think you'll see me applying for any premium cards anytime soon other than the Hilton Aspire. Now I'm putting it out there, so I could be eating my words soon, but I don't think you'll see me doing it at all until the Aspire comes around. Definitely. Tim Cowling, I believe it should be a 5,000 point discount, should be used towards award flights, would be sick. CG Cab, a couple of years ago, it got outstanding value at FHR property in Miami. Yeah, I mean, you can get some great value domestically. I was checking Lake Como for FHR stays. It was like 900, 1,000 a night. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Dell says, you guys booked out all the Hilton hotels in PR. I'll wait until the next meetup. And I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I remember I was on the phone with Joe Barreto. We were talking about the meetup and like what's the main hotel people are booking. And the Caribe, came up, and I was like, I'm gonna book 5 nights like right away. Like I'm not gonna wait and then get priced out of the meetup. There's like no way I'm not going to the meetup and staying there. So I transferred like 100K Amex, transferred it over, and then booked it. So yeah, it's It was booked out, and then they added more availability, and it got booked out again. It's a tough gig, and it's only going to get harder as these meetups get bigger. I think for the space, we'll see where next year's is going to be. That might be interesting. But Dell, come on, you can still find something. I think there's still Marriott's out there. Come on, probably get a nice boutique place. That's near. Kirby, only a couple hours late, but enjoying some AV on the late lunch break. Appreciate it, Kirby, man, with the Pacific Standard Time here that you got nowadays. Leon says, just got my Aspire in the mail, and holy hell, it feels so nice. Very nice. Very cool, Leon. Yeah. Is it actually metal? I just assumed it was still like I figured it was still sorry, I was just making sure everything's good. I was just assumed it was still plastic, but then I think I heard someone said it was metal. Yeah, man, I really want that Aspire, but it's just like not yet. Just like not yet. Like I want it so bad, but I can't. I have to control and say not yet because I got a lot of free nights and I used I pretty much have 12 months of travels fully booked, even now, like till next August. So I don't think I need a free night anywhere. I mean, it would be nice to have, but I just don't think I need it. I think I can wait. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Although now would be a good time to get it though, because it is August, and like the chances are that you would need a free night certificate between. I don't know. I just like that the things expire close to the end of summer, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that's good for you, man. Killing it. Love it. Monty recently downgraded the Strata Premier and strongly considering the Strata Elite soon for that sweet AA transfer. Um, you recently downgraded. Okay, the Strata Premier you downgraded. Okay, so you were considering the Elite. Okay, yeah, I could see you getting it. I could see you getting it for sure. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, the 100K points is great. You know, if the welcome over doesn't I mean, the annual fee doesn't bother you, why not? I hear that. You know, makes me think too, but I just don't want to shell it out at the moment. I'm being real stingy. Rex, stack your points X in their show. If all cards were forced to drop to 1x earnings, what would your setup look like then? Same thing. Aspire all day. My answer is always going to be Aspire all day. I would have 5 Aspires. I mean, I'm not earning much anyway nowadays. Anyway, like for the most part, I mean, I'm spending on my welcome offers at the moment. I'm about to hit my boundless. We just got approved for the City AA personal. That's going to be 4K spend. I'm going to use that all around Italy. I can't wait. No foreign transaction fees. Yeah, I'm basically just welcome offer farming constantly. So it's like I don't care about earnings right now at all. So if they all drop to 1, so be it. I'm still gonna get my Aspires, and I'll and that's it. I'll enjoy them. Russ says, Monty, high five coming your way via imagination. Only thing is I'm keeping my Premiere and pairing with Elite. High five coming your way via imagination. That's funny. I've never heard that before. I like that. Oh, John, hashtag take the trip. John's all about take the trip. He's on his channel. Go check him out. He talks about all of his experiences to different places and ones he has coming up too. All about taking the trip. Life's too short. Love it. Absolutely love it. QC man, besides the FHR credit, are there any more confirmed changes? No. I would say nothing's confirmed, but at least for the rumors, $600 the hotel credit, $895 annual fee, no other additional details. But once we have some rumors, and as we get closer, we're going to get some new ones very, very soon, I'd imagine. Is the refresh coming with a new card design option? Sam asks. That would be cool. I've always wanted like if we can get the planetary satellite looking, like, can we get that? Like, I want that on the platinum. It looks cool. I always think it's in space, but now that I look a little closer, maybe it's not actually a satellite. It's just geometric shapes. But I think that would be cool. I actually would love the floral design is on there, but I just like the color scheme. That's black on green on black. But I just thought this like satellites. I mean, can we get like a space themed one? Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Let's see here. Oh, clairvoyant with the the 99 sticker. Appreciate you, man. 99 cents. Appreciate you. And been a while, clairvoyant. How you doing? How's everything been? Appreciate you chiming in with that. Dala holla. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Uh, Nick said, "How many nights is that 1% you didn't book?" Yeah, I said 99% booked for Japan. There's only one night I didn't book, so I guess it's not more like 95%, I guess. Um, I have one night open in Kyoto for the day after the Park Hyatt that I have booked because I'm holding out hope that someone cancels and I can swoop in and steal a second night for the Park Hyatt Kyoto. So that's the one night I didn't book. That's the 1%. But you're right. Theoretically, 1% would mean I have 100 nights booked and I have 99 nights booked and I'm going for 100 nights. So you're right. Yeah, it's probably more like 80%, I guess, in that case. 'Cause I don't know, 10 nights minus one. Yeah, more like 90% booked, I guess. Okay. 90% booked. Fine. You caught me. That is very funny. Mm. Plus, no kids, so you can book whatever. Enjoy, Ryan. That's true. That's very true. No kids right now. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. You never know. Like Points of Philip just got on the, I guess, I don't know what you call it, but being able to adopt now. He's doing that, so that's amazing. Key, live stream venture back again. After a month, we're back. Kicking in high gear, at least for a couple weekends, I would say. Appreciate you, Key, for being here. Mike says, do or D to TPE, stop over MNL, and go scuba diving in Tupataha. What's Tubataha? I've never heard of these places. What is this? Tuba Coral Reef in the Philippines. See, this is where we go off the rails and we start looking at crazy things. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, me and Gunna Diva can do that. Wow. Never heard of that. But yeah, I would love to do ORD to TPE to NRT. I mean, that'd be great. Boxer says, if I had his outlook at his age. Yeah, man. But I even feel like, I feel old compared. Some of these folks who are young, early 20s, like I feel like I was just there. What the hell? And they're taking some crazy trips. Look at Cody Little. Cody Little's like got pictures of the pyramids, hanging out on camels. He's like 24. Insane. He's a YouTuber as well. Nick, oh yeah, how many nights? Boxer was still mainly using Washington Mutual debit card at that age. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Michael Reeder. Oh, what's going on, Mike? What's up, Anthony? Much love from GVL. I don't know if that's a GVL symbol, but Greenville. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Until Chase ruined that, I was too. Oh wow, I guess I didn't know there's history there. Gary, what's going on, Gary? Always like seeing your picture. I clean up using Rakuten. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. Rakuten's amazing. I gotta start booking some freaking tours on Rakuten. Come to think of it, for Italy. Lambert says, I was on Lambert, Mr. I prefer. Hey, Anthony, chatting from New Orleans, Cape Cod from Cape Cod from Woodway Inn, booked with points through choice. Very cool. That was the one of the first hotels I ever stayed in my entire life, was the Roadway Inn in Kissimmee, Florida. Right near Orlando or near Disney. Yeah, Roadway Inn, baby. Had a small little hot tub. It was nice. It was all right. But shout out. Henry says, we'll drop exactly 5 weeks from today. Sounds like legit rumor. I know, right? Like, how do you have such a exact thing? I don't know. We'll see. QZ Man is only $8.95 with a $600 credit. Wonder if they'll get rid of some of the other main credits like Uber Cash, or they're just giving us more. I feel like it's more. Like I said earlier, it's rare that they take away credits, except for Lounge Buddies, like the only exception. Every single time they've always maintained and added. And they even say that on the earnings call. He's like, I think he actually said that, Steven Square, in the earnings call. I think he actually said, we'll never raise the annual. Well, I guess he said it in a bridge way. We'll never raise the annual fee without raising the value that the card holder could get, meaning whatever partners or credits and stuff that you can get, for sure. Ian says, who's sending AV guest of honor for his Japan trip? I wouldn't. Jim K was very kind and he gave me one for Italy, so I used that for 5 nights in Florence, and that was very generous. Definitely don't expect that. And I already have 4 nights booked at the Hyatt Centric in Ginza, so for Tokyo. So yeah, that's the only place I would be able to use it. But no, I don't I don't expect that at all. It's too generous unless you actually absolutely have no way to like use them or have them to send them to. So this way you can get elite night. By all means, I'll take it. I'll do it right now. I'll rebook it and with it, but not for nothing crazy, not like that. But thank you, Ian, for that vouching. Boxer, oh wow, hitting low below the bullet calling. I didn't mean to, man. It was just the last time we talked. I was like, is that a Sky? I was like, no, it's a Lancer. I called it, and then he said it's a Lancer. I know it's a Lancer, man. I know they don't like that. It's like, it's fighting. It's like, Chase or Amex, right? Excuse me. I really wish Capital One had 1-to-1 with JetBlue. I know, right? It's like 1 to 0.8 or something like that. The current crap ratio makes more sense to use the travel eraser on VentureX JetBlue purchase. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can see that. Boxers didn't start pissing me off until like, what the hell? Iridanis, Caravasilis. I'm currently holding on to the Capital One Venture with a $95 annual fee. It doesn't have any dedicated hotel partners. This is a good card to hold and use it pretty much any hotel. I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good, all right, let's bring it up. Let's see what we can maybe do here. Give me that. Give me that. All right, so we got the transfer partners. I mean, like everything. Yeah, I mean, we know we love our choice. I think choice can be okay. I think you can find some good stuff abroad with choice. So I'm not like, I don't hate it. I don't hate choice. Absolutely. I think a core is interesting. Less people talk about it. I think there's a couple sweet spots, but nothing crazy. And Wyndham, I think Wyndham is probably like if you're only going to be using it towards hotels for some reason, then I bet Wyndham would probably give you your biggest value, even though there's a slight little nerf on the what the hell's the name? Freaking Dugras. Where's Dugras? Vacasa. With Vacasa and some of the values you can get for them. So I think Wyndham and Vacasa with the 1-to-1, I think that's worth it. I think that's where you're going to see at least the most outsized value, especially even actually some countries abroad. Actually with Vacasa, many countries abroad, but even Wyndham direct. Like Joe Brett always talks about his Switzerland trip. I think it was in Zurich where he used Wyndham to get some crazy stays and stuff like that. So I would probably say Wyndham is the way. Otherwise, I mean, if you can just like get some Hilton cards or get some Hyatt points or some Marriott, I'd probably rather, personally for me, I'd save my Capital One miles. I just transferred some to Air Canada yesterday to book a business class. Cathay has some great sweet spots. Avianca, Qantas, I actually find some really good availability where AA kind of is, and Alaska. Qantas kind of meets that difference a little bit. So personally, that's kind of what I would do. I'd probably hold off, honestly. But if you had to, yeah, maybe Wyndham, I would say. I got you, Life on Earth. Barolo is considered the king of wine, but Esco is the queen. So my king and queen comments. Yeah. You're too on the ball, man. You're way too on the ball. I appreciate it. Ryan, how is the city with approvals based on recent inquiries? I have great credit, but just applied for Saver Card 2 days ago. Interested in custom cash. So I think it's not, I think in equal parts, it's not as crazy as some people make it out to be, but it's also slightly more strict than you might imagine. Like me, for an example, I have a decent amount of inquiries now. I applied for the personal city card recently and got denied. Now I don't know if that's because I already have the city business and that I guess that's my only other city card. Yeah. So I don't know if that's because I got that recently and what have you, but yeah, I did get denied for that recently. And I did wait over the 8 days. It is past the 65 days as well, but that's 2 and 65. So I think you have a good shot. My wife got approved for it though, the personal, and she has some inquiries, and some people in the Discord have a good amount of inquiries and they still get approved. So to be honest, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth going for like even the city personal or the city business, even if you get both of them over the course of like, past 8 days, because you can't do basically one approval every 8 days, something like that. With just those 2 cards alone, it's like 150,000 AA miles. Like that's pretty good. But yeah, I think it's a little bit strict, but I think it's worth chancing if you only have like a few each for everything. Absolutely. Sebastian says I like Mars. Very nice. I like the Mars. Kirby, when's the next collab stream? Man, I don't even know. Probably when I get back. Probably about a month from now. Maybe it's you. Maybe Kirby. Maybe Kirby. When you yeah. Maybe we got to do another one. We'll do a repeat. Talk about your recent trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands. I think that's nice. Yeah, maybe we could do that next month when I get back. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I haven't done one in a bit, huh? Russell Road City is pretty. Actually, no, I think I did one 2 ago with Phil. But yeah, it's been like month now. City is pretty easy as long as you spend the existing cards. If you're new, they're worse than Chase. Going to hard and open accounts, I'd say 3 or more inquiries. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's metal, but not the heaviest metal on the Aspire. Interesting. Oh, look at that. Joe just says Granvia Hotel Kyoto is the best. Good to know. I'll actually, well, maybe we'll look that up. Mike, the Hilton Aspire is an odd one. It really only seems to work at resorts. I've heard the Hilton Amangiri won't upgrade. Yeah, even the status from the Aspire, even with the diamond status from the Aspire. Yeah, I guess it depends. Obviously, if you could find a property that you can use the free night on and it happens to be a resort, I mean, more power to you. But I think the idea is, you can, if you can find a resort property, you can essentially, in some cases, prepay for one now. Next 6 months go by, go do the stay, pay for your incidentals at checkout with the Aspire. Like you can get another stay and food covered. Like I don't know, there's a lot of ways to game it, and it's very it's a lot of fun. I think it's a fun card for sure. Ian says, just try to put 10K in a new Chase checking and branch. They said it was too late in the day for them to help. What a joke. And it's 452. What did they close at 5 by you? Because I think by me, maybe 5 or 6. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, the problem with the 10K is you're hitting that minimum viable reporting number. So like once you're over 10K, they have to find a manager and they have to okay it. I wonder if you would have tried. It might have been under. You may already have tried that, but I wonder if it was like 9,900. They didn't need to sign off on that and send it over to the the reporting bureaus and whatnot. So maybe it's because of the 10K reporting limit there. Have you ever used Max FHR? What is that? What is Max FHR? Let me just make sure I'm good on time here. Okay, I will have to leave. I would say hard stop in about maybe 10, maybe 9 minutes. I would say 5:10. I would say hard stop in probably 5:10. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. House City with the we talked about. Did we? Oh yeah, we did talk about that. Great concept. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for saying that. I guess we just mentioned that. If you were here for it, if you were not here for it, then I think like as the other member said, 3, maybe 4. I think you're okay. Anything above that, it seems to be a little more, unforgiving. But there's data points to suggest both. There's some that suggest people got denied for below those and above those. So if anything, I think it's just kind of worth a shot if you don't care about the inquiries that much. Trying for that first. Left on Earth, Hilton cards also dropped already past 2 years ago too, if that counts as credit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, outside of lounge access with that, or losing the ability to earn FNC, or I guess, what credits have lost? Really nothing other than Lounge Buddy. So yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. Vince Lasagna, great name. Cambria Hotels. Oh yeah, I mean, if you to the man, I'm forgetting the names of everybody, but whoever had the Capital One miles that you were wondering how you could use it for hotels, those choice points, if you could transfer to choice, Cambrias are pretty good. Cambrias, I'll put them on the same level as like a Hilton True or even a Hyatt House. They're pretty much like Hyatt Houses out and about with some good value. So yeah, 100%. I'm with that. Where it says, just keep checking in on the Park Hyatt Kyoto. I was able to go from 2 to 3 nights in a double twin to 4 nights in a king because people kept canceling. Damn. See, that's what I'm holding out for. I have alerts set. I unfortunately just, because things were getting booked up in Tokyo, I bankrupted myself. I used 140K to book 4 nights at that Hyatt Centric in Tokyo, but now I need to get 45K back. So that's why I have them in the account. If I need to, I could probably like cancel one of those stays and then book Park Hyatt and then, book the rest, whatever. And I'll just wait till I replenish and get more. So, I gotta be fast with it. But yeah, 100% I'm with you on that. I'm gonna keep checking, and hopefully we can get the second night. All I want is the second night. I'd be happy. Got 2 nights at one place, 2 nights there, and then one night at another one. So it'll be cool. And yeah, Mr. Newfie Poo. Any good hacks on how to cash out my US bar points with the 1.5 poos before they nerf it? I don't have any travel plans in the future. Hoping a product change to connect in October. QC man, perfectly on the money. Just book a fully refundable trip on Delta, AA, etc. Refund within 24 hours to get the money back. So yeah, you'll be able to redeem at the 1.5 before the nerfs come into effect, and then you'll get the cash back on the actual card. Good stuff. Shout out to QC man. And then Israel, what's up, Anthony? Here at work and watching live. Boom, baby. Boom, baby. Over 2 hours. Got some good stuff. We had some highs, over 200 people watching at one point. Much appreciated everybody who was here and came and hang out with me after not streaming for a while. We will be back next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe I'll decide to go a little earlier. It just depends. Like, we finish dinner and then I'll come in here. But I'll be talking all things Italy, all things Japan, and other redemptions that I made like a madman over the last, honestly, like 2 days. So we'll talk about that next Friday. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys for being here. And we'll do a special shout out to JC for the 2 spot. Ian for the 2 spot as well for the No Job Fund, representing Philly Vision with the 10, QC with the 2, Kevin with the 5, and Clairvoyant with the 1. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Enjoy, have fun, be safe, keep traveling, and have a good night. All right. Take care, guys. Appreciate you.